This is GWN7 Local News.
Tonight, the PM steps in and saves the live sheep export trade for now. The Port Hedland Mayor denies all wrongdoing over a corruption claim. The biggest plant in the world is underwater in Shark Bay.
And the first weekend of winter, I'll have the weather at your place.
It's now 5:30 and we're live across Western Australia.
Good evening. After weeks of uncertainty, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has said that the live sheep export trade is safe for the next 3 years, even though Labor is committed to phasing it out at some stage. WA farmers are relieved for now, but the RSPCA says the government should confirm an end date.
In 2019, Labor committed to banning live sheep exports, but the party's been quiet about a timeline ever since. Brianna Melville, GWN7 News.
The Mayor of Port Hedland, Peter Carter, is being investigated by the Department of Local Government. The case was passed on to the department by the Crime and Corruption Commission following an allegation of corruption brought against the Mayor. Mr Carter says he's done nothing wrong, and the CCC's decision not to investigate proves that.
The Department of Local Government will now be the judge and jury as it investigates an allegation that Peter Carter corruptly used his position as mayor to obtain or... Amanda Sabatino, GWN7 News.
WA pharmacists are growing concerned over the slow take-up of flu vaccinations across the state. This month, every Western Australian will be able to get a free flu shot as the state government scrambles to avoid adding pressure to our hospital system with a predicted severe flu season fast approaching.
Getting a flu jab while wearing a suit, clearly not ideal.
Where's my media advisor?
The Premier forced to undress. Tom Marlowe, GWN7 News.
Lachie Byrne has today's weather, and it was a mostly clear day, Lachie.
Thanks, Noel. That's right. Some cloud and a few spots of rain to the very north and very south. But otherwise, it was a mostly clear and cool day. A trough lingering over the Kimberley, some heavy rain overnight, cloud developing over the Kimberley and central west coast this evening. A very weak cold front brushing past the southern coast today. 35 degrees, our official hotspot today. That was in Columbaroo. Broome, a top of 29. A touch warmer for the Pilbara today as well. Port Hedland reaching 26 degrees. 8 into 23 with some light southwesterly winds for Geraldton. A cool start inland. Laverton just 3 overnight. Kalgoorlie reaching a top of 17 at about 1:30 this afternoon. Just 18 the top south today. That was in Bunbury. Our lowest minimum just 1 degree overnight. That was shared by Narrogin and Lake Grace. Esperance reaching a top of 15 degrees today. To rainfall, and as I mentioned, a few heavy falls over the Kimberley in the hours until 9 a.m. this morning. Gibb River saw 41 millimetres overnight, 28 on Kununurra. Nothing too major in the hours since then today. And to the weather wall, a big thank you tonight to the Year 1 to Year 6 classes at Borden Primary School. Well done, guys. Now, not too much rain over the weekend, but will those temperatures warm back up? I'll have your full forecast right after sport.
Thanks, Lachie. See you there. And also ahead, bringing the joy of music to country schools and giving kids an opportunity to do something new. Crash officers are investigating a serious crash in Narrogin. At around 20 to 1 yesterday afternoon, a blue Holden Commodore was travelling north along Federal Street when it crossed onto the wrong side of the road. When the driver tried to turn back, he'd lost control of the vehicle and ploughed into a chiropractor's business. No one was in the building at the time. A 29-year-old woman, the passenger in the vehicle, was airlifted to RPH, where she remains in an induced coma in the ICU. The 25-year-old male driver was taken to Narrogin Hospital with a fractured arm and injuries to his leg. 5 schools in WA's Goldfields are set to get some special visitors. They're all music teachers and part of a new program designed to bring the benefits of learning music to kids who've never had the opportunity.
It looks like a simple activity, but these kids are learning how to use music as an outlet for their emotions. A new program by the Australian Children's Anna Melville. GWN7 News.
A drop in sheep prices, but a lift for cattle. With a look at this week's commodities, here's Tracy Dodds from Agora.
Wheat prices weakened this week following rumours that Ukraine might be able to release more grain through Russian-controlled ports. Whether Russia will allow these exports is unknown, and until a decision is made, there'll be volatility in the market. Barley prices fell even further than wheat, as the Australian dollar rallied past 72 cents American. Barley prices are very reactive to currency moves, as unlike wheat, they have no futures market to take direction from. Sheep prices continue to fall, but good quality lambs saw strong numbers in the yards. And as we heard a little earlier in the program, the Prime Minister has said there will be no end to the live sheep export industry for at least the next 3 years. Cattle prices have increased this week, with quality animals being sold at the West Australian yards. The Western Young Cattle Indicator is up 8 cents to 1,101 cents per kilo, and the Eastern Young Cattle Indicator up 26 cents, 1,126 cents per kilo.
Okay, thanks Tracy. Coming up in sport, a look ahead to a huge weekend in country footy, while Speedway will be the talk of the town in Karratha. Northern Rising star Nathan O'Driscoll has today announced he'll remain a Docker for at least another 2 years, signing on with the club until the end of 2024. O'Driscoll didn't play a game last year in his first season with the Dockers, but burst onto the scene early this year, averaging 17 touches and a goal a game since his debut. His stellar form was cut short by a foot injury in round 8, but the classy winger from Northern is hoping to be back, making an impact in the team later in the season.
I'm going to have to go back through the waffle, and just stick to it, play good footy there, and then hopefully, take my opportunity again if it comes, because I want to be playing finals in this team, and I want to make it far in finals.
And it's a huge weekend of footy across country WA this weekend, with several clubs involved in top of the ladder clashes. Lachie Byrne has the details on the games to watch.
Nearing the halfway mark of most seasons across the state, this is the weekend to prove a point. And there's no bigger clash than two of the biggest clubs. Lachie Byrne, GWN7 News.
In basketball, teams will take a mid-season breather heading into the long weekend, but the Geraldton Buccaneers have been reflecting on a stellar start to their season, featuring an extraordinary comeback and pushing through COVID outbreaks at the club.
It's not always easy sitting undefeated at the top of the ladder. There's the pressure and the hard work it takes to stay there, but that's where the Bucks like. Rachel Clifford, GWN7 News.
There's serious speedway action this weekend in Karratha. Racers now at full throttle in their preparations for the state production title. But the lead up to one of the biggest events on the regional motor racing calendar hasn't been without drama, after massive rainfall turned the track into a lake.
Just over 24 hours before racing, the car engine's already warming up. But the event was almost a boat race. Lachie Byrne, GWN7 News.
And Lachie is back next with a look at the weather forecast. Then ahead on 7 News, 70 years on the throne. The Queen's beaming smile as the Platinum Party gets underway.
Welcome back. Well, it's the first weekend of winter and the weather will stay very similar to what we've seen this week. A trough over the Kimberley will linger into next week. Another cloud band forming over the northwest early tomorrow. Possible thunderstorms over the Kimberley and northern interior. A cold front brushing along the southern coast tonight and into tomorrow. Chance of showers for the southwest land division through to the Eucla. By Sunday, developing showers over southern parts of the goldfields. Some thunderstorms, a chance for the Kimberley. Likely to see some more light showers along southern districts. A ridge of high pressure arriving over the southwest land division. And into next week, that cloud clearing for the Pilbara and Kimberley. Showers still a slight chance also for southern districts east of Augusta. And by Tuesday, showers possible over the northwest coast north of Geraldton, also for southern districts east of Walpole. Back to tomorrow, partly cloudy across the Kimberley, chance of some more rain for Halls Creek, just 24 degrees. Warming back up a touch for the Pilbara, Karratha and Port Hedland, reaching over 25 degrees. Exmouth a top of 23. A bit of cloud returning down the coast, Carnarvon and Gascoyne Junction 24. A cool southeasterly breeze for the central west coast, Geraldton reaching 22 degrees. Another cool one for the southwest, Collie dipping down to just 3 degrees overnight. Chance of some rain along the southern coast, Albany reaching 15 with winds to 40 kilometres an hour. A cool start for the wheat belt, a top of just 17 there in Northern. Cloud along the southeast coast, high chance of showers with strong winds for Esperance, 16 degrees. And another chilly one for the Goldfields, Coolgardie down to 4 tonight. Kalgoorlie a top of 16 tomorrow. To boating conditions, mostly fine north, east to southeasterlies reaching 20 knots between West Kimberley and the Pilbara coastline. The same between Geraldton and Lewin, a swell to 4 metres off, or 5 metres, excuse me, off the coast there. And a strong wind warning for the southern coast, so southwesterlies reaching 30 knots on a swell to 6 metres. Across the nation, a chilly day over east. Melbourne 15 with some rain. Showers easing for Brisbane, a top of 22 there. Top of 18 for Sydney, and Perth a partly cloudy 18 the top there. Have a lovely weekend.
You too. Thank you, Lachie. And that is GWN7 News for this Friday evening. We'll be back later with updates. You can watch our news programs anytime you like on 7plus or follow our reports on social media. 7 News from Perth is next from our team right around the state. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Good night, Western Australia.